been on this trail before as well. The trail we go. Let the dust settle a little bit. Back on the trail. That is a nice view. Nice flowy single track here. The single track will be short-lived. It'll go back onto the road where we will intersect back into some single track shortly. My hand came right off of the grip there. That was weird. Every so often that'll happen, but that was weird timing. Oh, jeez. Could not see what was going on there. This terrain really is difficult to kind of describe to somebody who's watching, because I can't show you how steep this stuff is on camera. But when I'm riding with other riders, sometimes I can show you some of the difficulty. It's first person perspective. It's not easy to see, but sometimes I can take video of people and it'll show a little bit better. Up here, oh, getting into the dust. So a lot of people, they want to come to Idaho to get out of the heat, or they want just more of the good stuff about it, you know, the mountains and all that. In recent years, the people who came here to get out of the heat have been very disappointed, or just ejecting everybody who's coming here. Usually it's the cold winters that get people. Usually they experience a couple cold winters here and they're like, well, we're not gonna live in Idaho. They experience like Snowmageddon or something like that. Like we call it Snowmageddon, but I think it was in 2000. 19. We just had crazy snow. I thought I really enjoyed the heat until this year. This year I've been struggling with it. It's just like too much. But I have been very busy this year, not doing enduro type riding so much as just riding in general and doing all kinds of adventures, not just motorcycle adventures, but also hiking and camping, backpacking, and going on family vacations. It's been a really busy year, but also it's been busy with riding street bikes, enduros, dual sports. It's kind of been a much more balanced year in terms of what I'm riding. I haven't been riding a ton of enduro this year. A lot of that has to do with it being just completely engulfed in flames in Idaho this year. The fires are everywhere. They are relentless. A lot of places are covered in smoke and just brutal. Oregon's the same way. We went through Bend, Oregon. Bend was just like a blanket of smoke when it went through there, and it was a little bit alarming. We're coming from the coast, the California coast, Crescent City area. We made it to Bend the first day, coming back home. That's where we stayed the night, but man, that was brutal. I can't see anything here. There's just so much dust. That dust just stuck around. It's frustrating. I knew that was off camber. I think he spun out or something right there because it really, big old dust pile. Yeah, this stuff is certainly dry. If there was a lightning strike in here, this place would be doomed. I was learning about the redwoods and how they don't really burn very well. So they don't burn very often. They also repel bugs. They don't rot. There's definitely a reason why redwood is used on a lot of projects, and I don't know, it's got to be super expensive these days. Apparently we were just chopping the redwood forests down like without even thinking about it in the early 1900s. Alright, while we're waiting for the dust to settle and for him to get ahead far enough, I'm gonna...
Either direction right here.
Well, it came over to the road too soon. It shouldn't have come to the road yet. That's weird.
Well, we took that. So there was a trail we might have missed down here.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see shit either.
Riding up a mountain right now. Hey.
They don't call it Sheep Mountain for nothing.
Yeah. That's a whole lot of sheep right there. are some really nice lakes back in here. It's kind of surprisingly busy, but I guess I shouldn't be too surprised considering this is like the only place where the air is clear. One of the only places. So, and it's the weekend. I really like how there's this granite contrast with these red bushes. Seems like when you're on the high elevation granite stuff, usually there's this red plant too. I'm not sure what that's called. Alright, we have a little bit of a breeze, so it's pushing the dust out of my way. That's nice.
Somehow. Yeah, somehow.
The thing with a lot of these trails is once you go down them, you're committed. There's no turning back. If it's out of your range. So if you're scared of the trail, you want to head back. It's kind of like, well, now you got to go uphill through the same stuff. Although this trail hasn't been a problem so far, it seems decent for these guys. We've got less experienced riders with us right now. Nice scenery off to my left. This area is very pretty. These mountains are home to one of the tallest fire lookouts in the state. Not the tallest, but one of them. Pretty good. We haven't run into anything today that's been what I would consider real technical. How you doing? Have a good hike. Those guys holding their nose. That's funny. Making it. Riding some nice single track today. A little bit dusty out, but that's okay. Man, dust. I just know I'm gonna have to change an oil filter, or air filter rather, after this ride. And when it comes to moon dust, it's not good to ride through it just in general. It's so fine, your air filter has trouble with it. Definitely don't want it in your engine. I think ethanol's burn temperature, it's got to be pretty hot too in order to burn it. This is nice in here. rocky stuff can be some of the most difficult because it kind of steals your traction, so you got to get up on the pegs and balance the bike. Thank you. There's a grouse in front of us. Run, little birdie. Apparently you're not going to fly, so you might as well run. Try to get close to him so I'm not sucking it in my engine. This is exposure for sure. It doesn't look that way with the trees growing, but you are not stopping if you fall off the edge here. Lost his rear end over the edge right there. That's a little sketch. It always cracks me up, some of the comments I get when I'm taking my time going through some of these rough sections, especially when there's water in there. It sometimes seems like there are only professional riders watching the Racerred channel commenting about speeds on trail and stuff like that. It's cool to watch this stuff, but in reality we are deep in the mountains right now. I'm taking my time as best that I can, and I'm not even thinking about YouTube whatsoever when I'm going through these water crossings. All I want to do is get through without drowning my bike. If that means stopping in the middle of the stream to make sure that I'm not going to hit something at a weird angle that I see in the water, I'm going to do it. I don't care. But yeah, it's wild out here. I know it doesn't seem that way when you're watching sometimes, but these trails can get pretty nasty. I know that this whole group, including myself, doesn't matter how much experience you have, you will feel a little anxiety out here getting far away from civilization and taking any kind of risk. Stuck me in the arm going over that ledge. Not the time that I really want to get stuck in the arm, but I didn't fall over the ledge, so I'm happy with it. Nature just tries to kill you every once in a while. You just gotta be cognizant of that. Keep your momentum, brother. Uh-oh. Dang it. But looks like there's some blockage going on. Pivot up around that way. Hop on the other side of your bike and pull the front end around. There you go. Yeah. I don't know if they fell off or what, because it's been a while. everybody made it through that final section and nobody died. So we are good to go now. This is a very pretty overlook right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the ride. I'm heading back to camp right now. I'm not sure exactly where Trinity Lookout is, but I'm gonna try to go visit that before I head out of here. I think that's it right there at that peak. I have nothing against side-by-sides. So when I talk about side-by-sides, please don't be offended, especially if you're not doing one of two things: getting drunk out of your mind and driving them, and two, taking them on a dirt bike trail and tearing it up and just demolishing our trails. This is certainly a rough road. So many mountain ranges and valleys here that you can see over. The air is clear right now, and so I've got the lookout in front of me, which is an amazing lookout, but you also look off to your right and it's like mountain range, valley, some mountains, another valley, some more mountains, another valley, and then you can see beyond that is another mountain range. Trinity Lookout, elevation 9,500. How many lakes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had to stop, get a frog off the road, put it back in the water. Well, we're all packed up. I packed up my tent and we are heading out. Hopefully get some single track on the way out of here. This is the last day of our camping trip. It's been a lot of fun so far. This is a really nice trail so far. Man, this is cool. A lot of the trails up in here are really nice. Every once in a while I see a rock formation or something in my peripheral vision and look over thinking it's a bear or a hunter. This is a cool. I like riding through the rocks. It's cool. definitely higher speed. A lot of this is. Well, things do tend to be higher speed once you're not dealing with dust. Don't want to hit that rock with my tire. Looks pretty sharp. Every once in a while I see one I want to avoid. And tubeless tends to leak a little bit, especially if it's just sitting in your garage. So hopefully, with as much use as I'm giving it, it's not going to leak very much. Somebody has been in here recent enough that that was still wet. That tells me that they are right in front of me, probably within the last 30 minutes. I think I've already said this in a recent video, but I'm going away from the bibs. They are heavy, they reduce your feel, they wear out, and then you're just crashing all the time, especially if it's in your front wheel. And I don't want to go to tubes, although that's not a bad option, but I don't want to have to change out a tube or carry the necessary tools necessarily. It's just a lot of weight. So although it's not a perfect option, I think I may switch to bibs, or not bibs, tubeless. Tubeless is lightweight. Even if it does go flat, you can run it as long as that inner high pressure tube is still good. Let's see. Are these both the same trail? I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, this one for some reason goes over here though. Must be the new route. So we've been here for 3 days now, camping out of a tent and just hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. Big log cut right here. Glad to see it. It's gonna take a lot of trail maintenance next year in order to get through. The winter time will knock over all that stuff that hasn't fallen over yet. And it's all gonna be laying across the trails. Not only that, but it's also going to be pretty ugly to ride through for a little bit. It's not as fun to ride through a dry, black, dead forest. Deadwood earned its name over the last few weeks because it's certainly dead now. So those of you who have traveled the area and got to explore around there, you probably won't ever get to see it in the same state ever again. You won't ever get to see it green and beautiful, which, you know, the area was pretty burned as it was. I mean, there was a lot of dead wood, but not like now. Thanks to my Patreon supporters for keeping my channel going. Appreciate everybody who has helped support the channel over the years and kept me on the trail. Really appreciate it. I will never take for granted the ability to come out here and ride around, have the freedom to be able to do that. Anyways, guys, catch you on the next video. Peace. Alright guys, I just wanted to thank my Patreon supporters. That would be Lance Darnell, Jim Jolson Jr., Kurt Kinghorn, Daniel Roush, Brian Thomason, Wade James, Moto Creek, Nathan Young, Jason Froling. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you.